pushing past the line. Bass up, volume up, feeling fine. Trunk is rattling, bass in the frame. Bass up, volume up, the car audio game. Street and block demanding more. Bass up, volume up, opening the door. Sub bass, heavy chest is feeling it. Bass up, volume up, perfectly legit. The volume rising, bass at every click. Bass up, volume up, doing the trick. Street energy rolling loud and wide. Bass up, volume up, the ultimate ride. Sub bass, volume up, the ultimate ride. Bass up, volume up, let it ride. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, sub bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, touch the sky. Volume up, bass up, volume up, bass in fire. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, sub bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, touch the sky. Volume up. Dial keeps turning, nowhere left to stop. Bass up, volume up, rising to the top. Sub bass energy, filling every seat. Bass up, volume up, impossible to beat. City feeling every single click. Bass up, volume up, doing the trick. Heavy side chain, amplifying the rise. Bass up, volume up, reaching to the sky. Chest is pumping harder every turn. Bass up, volume up, watch the speakers burn. Energy exploding through the car. Bass up, volume up, reaching near and far. The energy massive, volume at the max. Bass up, volume up, keeping every fact. Street rising loud and raw and white. Bass up, volume up, the ultimate ride. Sub bass, maximum energy peak. Bass up, volume up, exactly what we see. Bass up, volume up, let it ride. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, sub bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, touch the sky. Volume up, let it ride. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, the sky. Volume up. This is what the car audio energy brings. Bass up, volume up, the system sings. Every click and turn, the bass gets real. Bass up, volume up, the ultimate feel. Sub bass rising, never coming down. Bass up, volume up, best sound in town. Energy and bass, the perfect pair. Bass up, volume up, bass everywhere. Bass up, volume up, let it ride. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, sub bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, touch the sky. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, bass and fry. Volume up, bass up, volume up, deep inside. Volume up, energy rising. Volume up, sub bass high. Volume up, bass up, volume up, touch the sky. Volume up. Always rising. Subwoofers installed. Amplifier ready. Trunk full of bass. Feel it. Feel it, trunk full of bass rolling down the road. Sub bass heavy carrying the load. JBL system stacked inside the back. Trunk full of bass staying on the track. Every bump and turn the bass gets deeper. Trunk full of bass, the ultimate keeper. Woofer combs, trunk lit up and down. Trunk full of bass, best sound in town. Sub frequency riding every bolt and screw. Trunk full of bass, everything brand new. Car is shaking as we hit the block. Trunk full of bass, never gonna stop. The trunk is loaded, bass at every turn. Trunk full of bass, watch the speakers burn. Watch the speakers burn. Street rolling heavy, loud and wide. Trunk full of bass, the ultimate ride. Sub bass, heavy pushing through the frame. Trunk full of bass, always in the game. Trunk full of bass, rolling deep. Trunk full of bass, never sleep. Sub bass heavy, in the back. Trunk full of bass, on the track. Woofer pushing, lit up down. Trunk full of bass, best in town. System loaded, full of bass, making all believe. Sub bass pumping through the chassis frame. Trunk full of bass, never quite the same. Every red light is a demonstration. Trunk full of bass, ultimate sensation. Heavy side chain, amplifying the trunk. Trunk full of bass, never gonna funk. Chest is bumping with the sub bass wave. Trunk full of bass, the ultimate wave. City blocks echo when the bass return. Trunk full of bass, watch the speakers burn. The load is massive, trunk at every block. Never gonna stop. Street heavy rolling, rolling by. Trunk full of bass, the ultimate ride. Sub bass heavy, the cardio crown. Trunk full of bass, best sound in town. Trunk full of bass, rolling deep. Trunk full of bass, never sleep. Sub bass heavy, in the back. Trunk full of bass, on the track. System life is for. Trunk full of bass, always wanting more. Every installation built with pride. Trunk full of bass, the ultimate ride. Sub bass rolling the car, audio art. Trunk full of bass, beating every heart. Underground or street, the bass remains. Trunk full of bass, running through the veins. Trunk full of bass, rolling deep. Trunk full of bass, never sleep. Sub bass heavy, in the back. Trunk full of bass, on the track. Move for pushing. Lit up down, trunk full of bass, best in town. Trunk full of bass, in the back. Trunk full of bass, on the track. Trunk bass, sound of loaded, loaded, rolling deep. Trunk bass, trunk bass loaded. Here it comes. riding tall, street authority. Bass command, street authority. Bass in hand, city listening, so bass wide, street authority. Rolling ride, block by block, bass declare, street authority. Everywhere, JBL speaking, bass so loud, street authority through the crowd. Every intersection, bass takes over. Street authority, pulling in clover. Sub bass authority, shaking every car. Street authority, reaching near and far. City recognizes authority sound. Street authority, shaking up the crowd. Heavy side chain, keeping all the power. Street authority, the bass hour. Justice feeling the authority. Bass, street authority, pulling every space. Block up the block, the system speaks aloud. Street authority, standing in the crowd. City listening, authority and max. Street authority, keeping every track. Rolling heavy and raw and wide. Street authority, the ultimate ride. Sub bass authority, the street command. Street authority, bass in our hand. Street authority, bass command. Street authority, bass in hand. City listening, sub bass wide. Street authority, rolling ride. Blah blah blah, bass declare. Street authority, bass in hand. JBL speaking, bass so loud. Street authority, ruling crowd. This is what the street authority means. Car audio bass, the best ever seen. Every block and every street we own. Street authority, never ride alone. Sub bass speaking, city understands. Street authority, bass in our hands. Holding deep, bass is the command. Street authority, taking every land. Street authority, bass command. Street authority, bass in hand. City listening, sub bass wide. Street authority, rolling by. Block by block, bass declare. Street authority, everywhere. Street authority, bass so loud. Street authority, ruling crowd. Bass forever. Block by block. Street forever. Bass forever. Midnight road whisper. City sleeping. Bass is wide awake. Midnight cruise begins. Midnight cruise running through the empty street. Bass so loud, the city full of beat. Sub bass circling all the buildings tall. Midnight cruise, answering the call. JBL system cutting through the night. Midnight cruise, everything feels right. Empty streets on the bass and right. Midnight cruise rolling deep with pride. City sleeping, but the bass stays up. Midnight cruise, always fill the cup. Every overpass amplifying sound. Midnight cruise, bass shaking ground. The midnight open bass at every block. Midnight cruise, never gonna stop. Street empty, rolling free and wide. Midnight cruise, the ultimate ride. Some bass, midnight, the city is ours. Midnight cruise through the midnight hours. Midnight cruise, city hours. Midnight cruise, midnight hours. Bass rolling, empty street. Midnight cruise, empty beat. Some bass echoing, buildings tall. Midnight cruise, answering call. Empty road, bass so wide. Midnight cruise, ultimate ride. Traffic lights all green for miles ahead. Midnight cruise, the bass never dead. Sub bass running through the sleeping town. Midnight cruise, the underground ground. Every tunnel amplifies the bass. Midnight cruise, winning every race. Neon reflections on the web road shine. Midnight cruise, everything we find. Heavy side chain, keep the midnight beat. Midnight cruise, the city at our feet. Chest is pumping with the midnight low. Midnight cruise, putting on a show. The city empty, midnight at the max. Midnight cruise. cruise, keeping every track. Street running free and running wide. Midnight cruise, the ultimate ride. Sundays, midnight, the empty road. Midnight cruise to the midnight lord. Midnight cruise, city hours. Midnight cruise, midnight hours. Days rolling, empty street. Midnight cruise, can't be beat. This is what the midnight city gives. Midnight cruise, the place where bass lives. Every empty street a runway for the ride. Midnight cruise, rolling deep with pride. Sub-bass bouncing off the sleeping walls. Midnight cruise, answering all calls. City hours until the morning comes. Midnight cruise, beating midnight drums. Midnight cruise, city hours. Midnight cruise, midnight hours. Days rolling, empty street. Midnight cruise, can't be beat. Sub-bass echoing, buildings tall. Midnight cruise, answering call. Midnight cruise, midnight cruise. Go free. Midnight cruise, city hours. It's forever. Game set. Crossover tune. Sub-bass ready. Begin. Speaker check, let the bass do the talking. Sub-bass rolling, system never stopping. JBL cone pushing through the range. Speaker check, never gonna change. Every frequency hitting, clean and hard. Speaker check, raising every bar. Sub-bass taking through the lowest floor. Speaker check, always wanting more. Amplify high and pushing wide. Speaker check, the ultimate pride. Woofer cone moving there so deep. Speaker check, too good to sleep. The check is running, bass at every band. Speaker check, the car audio command. Street rolling heavy, loud and wide. Speaker check, the ultimate ride. Sub-bass clean, the perfect tone. Speaker check, standing on its own. Speaker check, bass is clean. Speaker check, best you seen.
check, reaching for the higher. Every component working as designed. Speaker check, perfectly aligned. Sub bass clean, hitting every note. Speaker check, staying well afloat. System perfect, tuned to the road. Speaker check, carrying the load. Speaker check, bass is clean. Speaker check, best you've seen. Sub bass hitting every floor. Speaker check, always more. Woofer moving, air so deep. Speaker check, never sleep. Speaker check, perfect. Speaker check, no effect. System ready. Bass forever. Since day one, born to bang. Born to bang, the system always ready. Car audio life, keeping it steady. Sub bass shortest since the very start. Born to bang, the car audio art. JBL system built into the blood. Born to bang, rising from the mud. Every street and every block the same. Born to bang, the car audio game. Truck was always loaded from day one. Born to bang, always getting done. Sub bass in the veins since birth. Born to bang, proving the worth. The born is ready, bass is a start. Born to bang, the car audio hard. Street rolling always loud and wide. Born to bang, the ultimate ride. Sub bass born, the natural call. Born to bang, answering all. Born to bang, system ready. Born to bang, always steady. Car audio in the blood. Born to bang, rising mud. Sub bass rolling since day one. Born to bang, always done. JBL loaded, bass so wide. Born to bang, ultimate ride. Based on bass lines in the sub bass feel. Born to bang, making everything real. Born to bang, the only way to live. Born to bang, the bass always gives. Every system built with pride and heart. Born to bang, the ultimate art. Heavy side chain born into the groove. Born to bang, deep inside the move. This was built to handle all this bass. Born to bang, winning every race. City born and city based on bass. Born to bang, owning every space. The born is massive, bass at every turn. Born to bang, watch the speakers burn. Street rolling raw and loud and wide. Born to bang, the ultimate ride. Sub bass natural, born to the low end. Born to bang, round every bend. Born to bang, system ready. Born to bang, always steady. Cardio in the blood. Born to bang, rising mud. Born to bang, born to bang. System ready. Cardio life. Bass always commanded, born voice. This is what we were born to do. Born to bang, through and through. Every bass line written in the DNA. Born to bang, every single day. Sub bass natural, the only life. Born to bang, cutting like a knife. Car audio, born and car audio bred. Born to bang, until we dead. System loaded, bass in the heart. Born to bang, the ultimate art. Born to bang, system ready. Born to bang, always steady. Cardio in the blood. Born to bang, rising mud. Born to bang, system ready. Born to bang, always steady. Cardio in the blood. Born to bang, rising mud. Born to bang. let it bang. Pull it to the block with the system on. Bass so loud you hear it for the dawn. Every speaker pushing through the max. System banging, never looking back. Four on the floor, moving through the ride. System banging, rolling deep with pride. The system massive, bass at every block. System banging, never gonna stop. Straight bass rolling loud and wide. System banging, rolling with the vibe. Sub bass heavy, trumpets on the move. System banging, inside the groove. System banging, windows down. System banging, busting down. Car audio rolling, bass so loud. System banging, through the crowd. Truck is rapping, sub bass wide. System banging, rolling right. Just to know it, bass so deep. System banging, city streets. System banging, rolling through the city late at night. System banging, nothing feels right. Bassline rolling deep from block to block. System banging, never gonna stop. Sub bass heavy, shaking every car. System banging, reaching there far. Chest is pumping with the 808. System banging, but it's never late. Heavy side chain keeping all the groove. System banging, deep inside the move. City lights flashing as we ride along. System banging, bass forever strong. The city hearing, system at the max. System banging, keep it on the track. Street bass rolling, raw and wide. System banging, rolling with the vibe. Sub bass city, the ultimate sound. System banging, shaking at the ground. System banging, windows down. System banging, busting down. Car audio rolling, bass so loud. System banging, through the crowd. Through the crowd. This is what the car audio life is for. System banging, always wanting more. Every block beat has a system speed. Star audio bass, always at its peak. Sub bass rolling through the city night. System banging, if it feels right. Windows down and bass turned to the max. System banging, never looking back. System banging, windows down. System banging, best in town. Car audio rolling, bass so loud. System banging, through the crowd. Truck is rapping, sub bass wide. System banging, rolling right. System banging, rolling round. System banging, system proud. What? System banging, city streets. Bass forever. Bass forever. Windows all the way down, bass all the way up. Windows down and bass turn to the sky. City lights below and stars rolling by. Sub bass filling up the open air. Windows down, bass everywhere. Cruising through the city feeling free. Windows down, the only way to be. JBL pushing through the open frame. Windows down, the car audio game. Every traffic light, a bass drop moment. Windows down, the ultimate proponent. Street bass rolling warm into the night. Windows down, everything feels right. The windows open, bass consuming air. Windows down, bass everywhere. Street crews rolling free and wide. Windows down, the ultimate ride. Sub bass woman mixing on the street. Windows down, impossible to beat. Windows down, bass turned up. Windows down. Windows down, bass turned up. Windows down, the alt to every bend. Windows down. bed, the perfect blend. Windows down, round every bend. Windows down, crystal white. Windows down, the ultimate ride. Turned up, windows down, keep it a cup. City cruise rolling nice so wide. Windows down, the ultimate ride. Open air, bass so free. Windows down, the way to be. Windows down, rolling. Windows down, the ultimate ride. Roll with me, bass so smooth. Roll with me, find the groove. City rolling, night alive. Roll with me, built to drive. Windows down, sub bass free. Roll with me, the way to be. Street cruise deep, bass so right. Roll with me, through the night. Every traffic light becomes a vibe. Roll with me, the car audio dry. Sub bass smooth, rapping round the ride. Roll with me, rolling deep with pride. Night cruise, feeling city in full glow. Roll with me, putting on a show. Heavy side chain, giving all the feel. Roll with me, everything is real. Just as warm with the 808 touch. Roll with me, never wanting much. Just the bass and city lights and road. Roll with me, carrying the low. Cruise is smooth, bass at every turn. Roll with me, nothing left to learn. Street rolling free and wide. Roll with me, the ultimate ride. Sub bass smooth, the night is ours. Roll with me through the midnight hours. Roll with me, bass so smooth. Roll with me, find the groove. City rolling, night alive. Roll with me, built to drive. Windows down, sub bass free. Roll with me, the way to be. Street cruise deep, bass so right. Roll with me. Every block and every street we own. Roll with me, never riding alone. Sub bass move rolling through the frame. Roll with me, the cardio game. City hours and bass turn to the sky. Roll with me as the night rolls by.